Wait. Hello. It is time to make Cathay amazing. I have some crazy ideas, people. We got the crazy strats. Are you guys ready? I think so. I know I'm ready. We have a Ponty to start. Tournament has begun. If you want to play, new player, veteran player, feel free to. Because we got some craziness. And also, if you think I'm going to be bad at Cathay, now's your time to win the tournament. How goes? How goes? Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. So how does this faction... How did they cook? Let's see, what do I want to play on? Ban... Celestial Lake. I think that we're gonna play on Whirling. I think these guys are the MVPs. So one of them has effectively infinite magic. It's pretty hype. Arcane Hymn gets you like yeah, a bunch of extra magic. Gets you a ton of replenishment. This guy straight up just has a heal. And you don't have to use it on your infantry. You can use it on your characters. And I think that's gonna be... I think that's where the sauce is, people. Yeah, double claw speaker, I think, is totally the strat. Let me see what this one has. 100-meter range, AoE, 40-second duration, melee attack increase. And also imbues with armor sundering. That is crazy. Unyielding assault if casting. This guy is not as exciting, but you do have the sick transformation of Kadan. But alright, let's begin this glorious journey. Can it be done? Oh boy. Here we go. Let's see here. Ponty's on Dark Elves. It's weird. Is my Twitch streaming properly? There we go. Number wasn't updating. A monk. Hello, you are first. Alright. Let's do this. Let's get the army blocker up. Claw speakers for life. The Crystal of Kunlan is insane. You definitely want that. Having effectively infinite magic is also good. And let's see here. What magic do I want? If it's Dark Elves, could just do this. In theory, I should have a lot of magic amplification too. That should be pretty good for me. Let's see here. Unfortunately, I can't stack it that much because of unit limits. The darn unit limits, but I'll be okay. Is the Tiger Warrior so wise? Are they hype? They do have a speed reduction aura. And they only cost 1,000. That's kind of cool. That's kind of sick, actually. And they basically have Soporific Musk. Interesting. Very interesting. Sure. Let's try a little bit of these shenanigans. Why not? I think Dark Elves is super cooked. I don't think they can do anything versus this. Yeah, get some crowmen. You always want a few crowmen. All right, let's do it. Hope you guys are ready for some cheese. This build is cheesy. Alright. So why is super squishy? Oh crap, really? Hey Dangler, what's up? Yo, YouTube changed their layout for when you go to your channel manager. It shows you how much money you made off of each video. It's interesting feature. I don't know if I like it or not. On one hand, it's good to have the info front and center. On the other hand, staring at it face to face is quite confrontational. Not as confrontational as this build though. Look at this. So I got the double claw speaker. I have 7 units. Anytime I have less than 10 units, that's how you know I'm cooking. So these guys are loaded, alright? They're absolutely loaded. 2 spells each. Arcane him. We got the Smoke and Mirrors, Crystal of Kunlun. This guy's got the Awakening of the Wood, the Earth Blood, the Heal. It's crazy. It's truly insane. And then I got the Double Bird. My opponent simply has some Chariots. That's pretty chill. So the idea is I'm just gonna camp this artillery piece. My little hero squad can be used for capturing. Got a Manticore summon. That means nothing to me. We just gotta start melting the faces off. No capture weight. I got 9 mobile capture weight, man. That's imagine if I had 2 units of infantry at 44 speed, but they couldn't be killed like usual. This is actually way more capture weight than I think you're giving it credit for. An assassin appears. They're not a problem though. Look at that. Beautiful vortex timing too. And already, the deeps is real. The deeps is quite insane. 11 units, 5. Okay, yeah, so there's some shades in the distance I gotta worry about. Gotta be wary of the shades. I'm just gonna summon this guy to scout him out. Okay, his lord's coming after my bird. That's not a big deal. I think we can just fight the lord. And do I have magic here? I'm gonna have a lot of magic this battle, so I'm just gonna chuck this out. And I should be good. We got some Dark Riders, not a problem. Yeah, yo, those guys are getting wrecked. This guy does have his big ol' little mini Final Transmutation-esque ability. Gotta be a little careful about that. It's not a huge deal, but I do have to be wary. I know there's shades around here, man. Yeah, there's one of them. There's the other. Shades have arrived. Yo, I do have spell amped heals though. No, do they not stack intensity? Oh, what a ripoff. I've been absolutely ripped off. This guy's gotta land, because he's taking a bit too much damage. I'm gonna heal up this guy with that ability. Very nice. Then we're going to get our spear boys in here. Hopefully the crane gunners can cook. Crane gunners are indeed cooking. And I wonder, can they defend their stuff here? Their shades. Well, they're getting a lot of damage so far. That's for sure. Shades are closing in. Oops, gotta use the ability. Very nice. Let's just bully that Manticore real quick. Don't want it to become a big issue. I think the shades, once they get in range, they're not going to be a big problem. See, these tiger warriors are insane. They'll kill most everything. Okay, here we go. It's time to begin bullying some shades. Looks like this is going pretty well. As long as I can keep my my guys alive. I'm gonna need to check out many a spell though. We got the harmony bonuses over here. with the crowmen, so they should be able to cook. Very nice. Big routes. You'll love to see it. We got the chariots pushed back. I think we're barely holding, but time is of the essence, right? I do have to make sure that I clear things out fast enough here. Though if I can kill his lord, that'd be glorious. One thing I can do, I can Awakening of the Wood him. Slow him down so my Tiger Warriors just completely crush face. That's the goal, and then I'll just capture the point later with my boys. Tiger Warriors doing pretty good. I need these Tiger Warriors to cook though. This is all on you guys. I still have lots of time. No need to get hasty here. Come on, kill that lord. I believe in you. If I can just get a heal in a second here, that would be great. Crane gunners are kind of bleeding. Okay, there we go. There's finally the heal. Value trading slightly down for me, which I do not like. Oh, and that lord's barely gonna escape. What a ripoff. What a ripoff. I can't believe it. Okay, I still have a Moonbird though. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the premium Moonbird hits. But both sides are pretty beat up. He's summoning infantry, which I think is good for me. I did lose one Moonbird though, but I should be able to kill the assassin. Looking a little sus though. I think I can still get some work done. As soon as the passive wears off a little bit, I can start making my great comeback. Like that assassin's just dead. My lord's chilling, he'll be fine. And the cleanup cav crew will be amazing. I will say these chariots held up quite well. They are Cold One chariots, which I've been riding off. My opponent clearly able to get some work done with them. Okay, here's the thing though. That lord is low. They cannot really support the fight very much right now. And I still have both Tiger Warriors, so this guy can heal himself. This guy's gonna give me more magic. That's great. Gonna get a sick vortex over there on those dark shards. And so begins the great comeback. You gotta remember, I do actually have decent capture weight here in this build, much as it may seem otherwise. We actually have a decent amount. He gets another Manticore summon. That is okay. Look at the bird. The Phoenix is routing off many a dude. And if we can just distract the big Manticore for a little bit, will be great. I need to get the capture weight on this point though. But we're on it. Manticore distraction is going great. That is just a summon indeed. Very nice. And Cold One Knights do lose to the Melkoths. Very nice. Okay, and first point is captured. That's not too bad. It's genuinely not too bad. I can even resummon a cannon if I really want to. I just have to keep playing keep away from this Manticore though. That'll take some finessing, but I think it can be done. Okay, but the hero squad needs to move to the next point. Thankfully, Manticore is super distracted. And I really want to just get a cannon. And just start pounding that cavalry, because they have it coming for them. Okay, here we go. Cavalry's getting taken to Pound Town. Mass death for them. Very nice. Manticore was successfully ignored. And I will be able to get a jump on the shades. Huge. It's gonna be a little sketchy. But I think not too bad if I can shut them down well enough. Okay, Crane Gunners are still alive too, they're cooking. And I have the Tiger Warriors here. Let's see here. I'm gonna need to capture this point soon, though. And I think to do that, it's gonna have to be a bunch of cav. Thankfully, these two guys can survive and chill. They're doing great. Here comes the cavalry. Really nice. Should be able to jump the shades pretty hard. And as long as these guys hold, I'm happy. I did manage to rout off some cavalry. Huge. Those spears just killed one of my artillery pieces. Very unfortunate. But still not too bad. As long as I can secure this point in a decent amount of time, I'm okay. Though that's gonna need quite some work. I'm gonna need to get my next peasant horseman there, and time is definitely of the essence. But I do have some big strats. I'm gonna slow these guys down into oblivion. That's the big strat. We're gonna slow them down. There we go. This is still being held too, mind you. The Tiger Warrior heroes are kind of perfect for this. Come on, I need those guys to not make contact, though. If they do, I'm kind of screwed. The cannon shots are going well, though. Certainly a lot of damage. Where's the Moonbird at? Can I get some terror routes? Come on! Just capture the point, boys, please. I need this point so bad. Come on. Come on. Big damage on the Cold One Knights. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get a Lord Snipe, a sneaky Lord Snipe. Then we're gonna pull back onto the point and get massive damage on all of those guys. Very good. I should be able to secure it now. And his Lord is not moving. She takes a cannonball to the face. Oh my goodness. All right. This ain't too bad. This ain't too bad. I got the Moonbird ready. Come on, come on. Oh, huge hit on the Dark Riders. Okay, all right. Can this guy heal again? Just got to drop that heal. They got to bully that assassin as hard as they can. But all right, final point. I have about 2 minutes to go for it. It'll really depend on where my opponent decides to even go. That'll determine how this pans out. Okay, yeah, they're summoning over for that. That makes sense. Still got to leave these guys in here to handle that situation. And I did lose the Moonbird, unfortunately. But I will have many a unit here closing in very soon. And with their capture weight, I think this may be possible. Cannon is still bullying, which is perfect. Keep healing, boys. Keep healing. Hey, all right. Nice. Cold One Knights kind of getting bullied. Oh, his Lord's routed too. I can't believe it. Nice. Very nice. All right. And we got the point. Sick. Okay, we may have a chance yet. Assassin is dead. Spears over here are routed. I told you guys, Cathay was OP. Oh man, you guys thought I was dead. I told you we had capture weight. I warned you. Oh, what a hold. What a hold. Dude, the healing on these guys are insane. They're so good because it's 6 capture weight squad that clears infantry by just fighting. Oh man. Oh man, I did not deserve that victory. That was so sketchy. You really thought I was cooked? I won with time to spare. We won with time to spare. Oh my goodness. Let's get that magic going. I could use a bit more magic. Why not? And now Ponty's saving up for the final push. There ain't many units left. And if I spread out my forces appropriately, they can simply relocate to wherever they're needed. What's an insane game? Holy. I can't believe it. Those shades were so annoying to kill. Peasant horsemen were not made to kill shades. Cold One chariots also held pretty well. Though that cannon cooked. The birds did pretty good. Losing one early was the rough part. He did throw out some big debuffs, but I do like the claw speakers. They're very hype. The Tiger Warriors Sawai, probably less so. I don't like them very much. They don't seem to bring much to the table. But that was just sick. That was just amazing. Oh man. The Dread Knights got brutalized. No value on them. That cannon was so perfect. I think the cannon was shooting at the Dread Knights in the late game. Dang, man. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. I can't believe it. It actually felt like Cathay had capture weight too. When you have the two Tiger Warriors, you have 44 speed, 6 capture weight. That is actually a massive difference. I do think I should change my Lord maybe, but dang, that's good. We're playing against Tzeentch next. Which one is Imperial Road? Okay, this one. Ban Imperial Road. Would have folded if it was pre-Cathay. I would never capture the points. These guys are so good though. They're so perfect. Maybe I don't need this many spells. We can start the slim down process. I think just having Earth Blood and Melkoth is enough. I don't even know if I really need Smoke and Mirrors. It's probably good enough to have because I'm spamming Melkoths most of the time. But yeah, I basically have they're kind of like combined. They make one branch rate. Oh man. Tzeentch and Dark Elves are your favorite factions? Dang, rip. Well, we'll see. Just dump Pit of Shades on everything. There weren't too many good Pit of Shades targets, I feel. Okay, Moonbirds versus Tzeentch should be interesting. Do they have fire resist? They have 40% fire resist, 15% missile. So they're great. And nothing's gonna shut them down. But I do think I need a better Lord. Do I take the Lord Magistrate on a balloon? He wants to go with Madhouse. Fine by me. If I balloon Magistrate this, the thing is, he's not capture weight. That's the problem. Is there anyone like on a horse I could bring? Do I just take a Celestial General on a horse? With like Brass Cleaver for the 8 melee attack? It's only 1,150. That's crazy. Okay, with Celestial Sweep and the Lord of Grand Cathay though, he comes up to 1,550. Still not bad though, because Celestial Sweep clears infantry like no one's business. Tzeentch in general is not too scary, I would say. Blimpy Boy. Skip the Blimpy Boy versus Tzeentch. I actually don't know if the Blimp is good or bad versus Tzeentch. Okay, yeah, this is what I need. Yup. Everything is coming up Cathay. But yeah, the Claw Speakers are definitely the MVPs. You know, it would be interesting to go double Shadows Claw Speaker, and then you just have infinite magic. But having the healer with the mantra of invigoration is just a little too good. It's such a good heal. It's such a good heal, I almost don't even need Earthblood. Like, taking him as a 1,100 gold, basically Felix. He's basically Felix. That's pretty amazing, right? We got 4,500 HP. The mantra of invigoration, it heals 0.65 times 33. It heals 21.5% of a unit's HP. It heals more than a fifth of their HP per cast. That's pretty good. That's like way more than like an Earthblood. We're talking, that's Like almost a regrowth. It's almost a normal cast regrowth worth. At least it's on its way there. Magistrate with horse flex on him. Magistrate with horse might be severely underrated. These horse characters can get a lot of work done. And the capture weight is great. Heal single entity blob. That's mostly what I'm going to be doing today. It's like single entity blob, trade with some artillery, and then rush in with the cavalry to capture. It's not a terrible strategy. It definitely has its counters, but the artillery helps against most of them. I do feel like an overcast final transmutation just ends this build, but we'll wait till we run into it. Does this build have any way to shut down like crazy casters? Not really, right? Yeah, we live. When are we doing double healing sentinel? Oh. Okay, double sentinel's pretty jokes. I wouldn't need Miao Ying, but she's kind of hype with the sentinels. Maybe on a map with just extremely close capture points. And like with no shooting. We need corn. Maybe if I'm facing corn I could do it. Shadowcat with the Yin caster, Melkoth's and Yin slow. What's this? Oh, Shadow Caster? Wait, Shadowcat with the Yin caster. Oh, I see. With the slow. And then I can slow stack it. Let's see. With Melkoth's, it actually does make for basically a net. The thing is, I need a build that makes use of it correctly. I will be experimenting with many different builds, by the way. Obviously, this one I want to practice a little bit more. But if I don't have the mix-ups, people are just gonna hard counter me. At the very least, though, we know Moonbirds are amazing. We're gonna defend the artillery piece with some infantry here. Ready? Good luck, have fun. Stone ground stance. Yes, the amazing stone ground stance. I do still wonder if stone ground stance on Jade Lancers is OP. Because, like, technically the mass increases. It should be impactful, at least in my head. I don't see why it wouldn't increase impact damage by an absurd amount. Okay, we got pretty infantry heavy build. We got the Kairos, you got a blue fire. So I gotta be a little careful with my lord. But that's basically it. I love the sound effects on these cannons, by the way. And there we go. That's just gonna karate chop those shields off of those Zongors. And let the bullying begin. So this one's gonna nail him. That one's gonna nail him. Big deeps on those Zongors. Blue fire does nothing to this. The bird is a word. My lord is in. I got my capture points. And that is a lot of Zongors just off the battlefield now. He's gonna celestial sweep. Love these kinds of abilities. Jeez. Oh, he was not ready for that. My opponent was definitely not ready for the 6 celestial sweep. Are you kidding me? That is some crazy deeps. Oh, forgot to use the magic ability on this guy. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and bully the Kairos. Gonna see if we can bog him down with the cavalry. Get the body blocks going. Can get enough cavalry. Dang, that bird has a lot of mass. Probably not gonna kill him. But still feeling pretty good. Not bad. What do I do now, though? So all these guys, all these ranged dudes are in. They're here ready to start bullying my forces. Gotta make sure we actually secure that there point. There we go. Gonna increase the melee defense of these guys and get a pretty solid charge. These peasant horsemen are working overtime to get this job done. But so far, I think we're doing good. This hero squad is absurdly strong. They really are not running into any trouble right now. Having just the dandiest of times. If we get the moonbirds here to get a little bit of dodging, they'll be able to hopefully come back. And if my opponent misplays us, he's just dead. This is gonna be a brutal one, guys. Look away if you like Zinch. Oh. There goes a bunch of blues and pinks. There goes more. Yep. The whirlwind of death is abound. And I can claw speaker heal. That just deleted all those guys. My cavalry's just sitting and waiting. They're waiting for the right moment to dive on in. It's a good time to heal. Very nice. Still waiting on cooldowns. Yo, these moonbirds, so if you micro them well. If you micro them well, they do great. Hero squad is still not dying. This guy has another whirlwind of death. At the ready. He's gonna use it now. Goodbye, Forsaken. You served well. And now we start getting the Ironclaw warriors. The bestest unit for the situation. I have more magic. Beautiful. We're gonna chuck out another heal because I'm just living with a million winds of magic. And the cavalry too are gonna get harmony bonused from my birds. At least that's the hope. I gotta leave this one in the air though for the next vortex of death. Very nice. And I should be relatively safe just saving up money for a little bit. Looking pretty good. Harmony makes my cavalry actually pretty high on the stats. We're gonna make them even stronger with 74 melee defense cavalry. You'll love to see it. Got more heals. And Zinch is down 4,000 value. Just like that, huh? Yeah, just like that. Yo, the crazy buffs on the general keeping my guys alive is sick. Look at the stats. The Jade Lancers with Harmony bonuses are basically mid-tier cavalry. And it's great when you don't have to worry about getting Crowmen in because they're quite fragile. Having the Phoenixes instead is huge. I think I might even just get Regrowth on this guy. I think Regrowth would be way better than Earthblood. Because I basically just need to heal the Moonbirds. Also, I don't need to capture the third point. This is unnecessarily risky. But I feel like capturing the third point, so... Don't hold me back. Get a Moonbird. Boom. Zongors. Again, wrecked again. This is quite the micro-heavy build, though. I must say. There's a lot to, certainly a lot to manage here. Let's get another one. Oof. And the Zongors are dead. He's gonna chuck out a sick bombardment. Might be able to walk out of most of that, though. I love the cannon, man. The cannon is like, it just sits there and trades for days. There's the triple cap. I gotta remember to use this heal. There's a lot of abilities here. Celestial Sweep, the heal, the magic gain, Lord of Grand Cathay, and 2 Moonbirds with Moonflare. There's a lot to manage. But if you do manage it, there's a lot of value to be squeezed. And my opponent taps out. Cathay looking pretty good so far, but I think these games are still too close. I think I want to get to the point where Cathay is like Slanesh levels. Because I think, yeah, the build was pretty advantage for me. But, like, I feel like they should be able to crush it more. This guy, there's no way he only got 800. Those sweeps were insane. Celestial General with heals is definitely busted, though. I'm up against Adler next. Dude, so few kills. I lost a little over 150 units that whole game. Mostly in the cav department. Very nice. We're speed running it. Alright, Adlering is a scarier player, though. Can we defeat them with such shenanigans? Berserk tried to win with Cathay yesterday, but we beat him. If I can win today, that'd be sick. They have, they're playing Empire. Okay. They're playing Empire, and what do we want to do? I could ban Blazing Ramparts. Ban Blazing Ramparts. Okay. Empire is a different story. Now, I do have longer range cannons than Empire now. You know what? Let's not ban Blazing. I'll ban Bordelot. You know, maybe I do want to get into a shooting match with the Empire and like use my sick balloons. Got the sick balloon action going. We can try out some different stuff here. Empire's asking for a solid ballooning. Okay, he wants to play Ramparts. This is exactly where we want him. Oh yeah, by the way, now that we have everyone showing up. What's it? Warhammer World Cup is running again. Signups close in about 7 days on the 17th. But it is open to all players. It's one of the biggest events for Warhammer. It's pretty hype. I think they already have like $700 prize pool in climbing. I will be participating myself and casting games. Let me see if I can get a link to it though. Let me see if I can get a link to it in the chat. Yeah, warhammerwc.com. It's pretty hype. All the cast games will go on my second channel, by the way. Inticity Guides. It's Stinky Conquest, though. It's fine. I thought it was Domination, though. Either way, I'll be playing in it. I've actually been like, even though I haven't been tryharding, just because I've been streaming multiplayer every day, I've just naturally been getting a lot of practice in. Should be good. I thought they said it was Domination because it'd be easier to admin. Feel free to double check. But alright, Empire. So we're on Blazing Ramparts. Fun map. Empire with their Sunmaker and the like. They can outshoot Cathay sometimes. But not all the time. Their infantry is not especially crazy if you can just rush them down, or even worse for them, get them to attack into you. But stuff like Marcus Wolfhart make rushing pretty difficult. So the odds that this just becomes a grand old shooting match is quite high. Caster wise, oh wait, yo, oh my gosh, I think I have some crazy tech. Give me a second. Give me a singular second. What if? Okay, all right, maybe this is hype, maybe this is terrible, we will see. Do I want Taoyan the Merciless? Apparently they give Harmony Amplifier. I don't think they're that good though. What do they have? Lady has like nothing. She has Brutal Wounds, which is a Mortis Engine effect for 37 seconds. Dude. No HP. Actually, 4,500 is not the worst. It's more than Felix, but... Okay, yeah, not super exciting on that front. Let's see if I'm facing Empire. Wait, yo, I can actually do this? Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, interesting. The Sky Lantern cap, the Sky Lantern mount for the Alchemist doesn't count. It doesn't count towards the cap. So if you wanted to, you can run triple Sky Lantern. No one thinks that's an issue, right? Anyone who thinks that is an issue and wants that to be banned is against fun. if, if people start coming to me though and they're like, this clearly is broken and needs to be fixed. Maybe, but like, come on. It's Sky Lanterns, man. It's not even like gyrocopters. You can take 6 gyrocopters, but you can only take 2 Sky Lanterns. All right, enough justifying my madness. What else do I want? Empire do have some sick range units. I really need them to rush into me. I guess I could just run a bunch of these guys, though. And then one of these. Like I said, Empire is one of the worst ranged factions. Or, I mean, melee rush factions in the entire game. They're pretty manageable. Looking good. And then we can end with one of these. All right. Why doesn't anyone go dragons anymore? They only did that back in Warhammer 2, right? I guess you still see Malekith when Daniken plays Dark Elf, so. Dang, Razel, 80 streams, you mad lad? That's crazy. 80 streams. I stream about 20 times a month, maximum. And I had a huge gap while I was moving. How are the Tiger units? Pretty good. The Tiger Heroes are the best. And the Ironclaw Warriors, the Halberd Tigers are really hyped too. The rest of them are questionable. They're kind of TBD. The Dragon Lords for Cathay. Oh, they only saw play on launch because the other factions weren't added yet. Warhammer 3 launch factions were way worse than Warhammer 2 factions. The power level just fell off a cliff. So, in a world where everything is weaker, a subpar lord becomes meta. And that's why we saw Dragon Lords. Nowadays, it's just too expensive. Sky Lanterns are god tier compared to gyros, yep. Totes. Wow, look at that range. I can shoot his artillery from all the way here. Gonna have even more range in a wee bit. And I have some tree coverage. I don't know if that's to my advantage though. Maybe I park over here instead. Because then I can still cover it with the range boost. Then we're going to use our lantern skirmishers over here to walk forwards and hopefully get some bullying in. I have Bashiva, the ultimate in Marcus Wolfhard sniping technology. Ready? Good luck, have fun. And I think I'm ready. Lots of crossbows. Lots of fun. Alright, what are you gonna do? Uh-huh. Oh, he's in cannon range. They're in cannon range. Let's go. So that is a Sunmaker, but it is completely undefended. The Sunmaker is not gonna make it out alive. Franzinator is here though. That's wild. And that is a Luminarch. Now Bashiva is stealthed. That's pretty good. Luminarch may be a slight issue though. I gotta make sure that I don't get blasted here. Oh wait, France can bully the balloon. It's okay. What if I get the lion? What if I get this lion thingy over here? Whatever, France is gonna take 50 years to kill that thing. Bashiva's just gonna bully the artillery piece. Get him, Bashiva! Balloon gets hit. This thing's tanky though, man. It's just straight up kiting frames. Very nice. Crane gunners are doing great. The poor Luminarch, bro. Vashiva's small, right? Yeah, Vashiva's a small character. Very nice. And then they're gonna run. Come on. No! I couldn't get the reflect in time. Oh, I thought we'd get it. Okay, this balloon needs to dip. Although, maybe we can just blitz frames. Oh crap, those are the grenadiers. Whoopsies. It's all good though. I got a little line in here. Vashiva's netted, but it don't matter. The Luminarch, it will escape, but I think I'll still be okay. Franz I gotta deal with though, so he is just completely uninterrupted. And bullying my poor artillery here. Vashiva is going to get caught up there. But I do have cavalry for Franz at least. There's not a lot of cavalry for my opponent either. Vashiva can debuff these Demogryph Knights. Make them super weak sauce. And then if I can get some Ironclaw warriors here, I'm good. Let's get this mobile balloon to deal with them Demi Knights. Ooh, the dodge though. Very nice. Alright, but like I said, Empire's just really bad at rushing. I think I just desummon these guys. I don't really have much use for them right now. We're just gonna let the Empire rush. It's not too bad. Ironclaw warriors can show up soon, but I first have to clean up the infantry. For some reason, my bombers didn't shoot. Thank you, CA. Still going pretty well, though. These guys are pretty susceptible to AoE because they have low HP per entity. And my crossbows are kind of like the dwarven ones. Just extremely tanky, super hard to take down. Now, those are grenade launchers. Is he going to notice this? I think he did. No, he didn't. Oh, the grenade launchers are killing themselves. Surprise, fool. Instant rout on the grenade launchers. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, man. I love Cathay so much. Man, that unit was actually going to mess me up. They were gonna mess me up until they killed themselves. Just completely and utterly killed themselves. Okay, can I kill Franz though? Hopefully this Searing Doom can kill off that artillery piece. I'm going to need a bit more infantry soon, but overall this ain't too bad. My crossbows are kind of cooking. He actually friendly fired his infantry like crazy there. Kill Franz, Vashiva, kill Franz. Maybe I can kill him with my infantry. Yo, the friendly fire on the Sunmaker is such a classic, man. Such a classic. So there's gonna be Knights of the Black Rose, but I do have Searing Doom for them. This ain't too bad. Franz is getting whooped on. Very nice. And all I gotta do now is capture me some points. Single artillery piece is not a problem if it keeps friendly firing. Let's see how these grenades do, I guess. Yo, Fran's getting worked. Fran's getting worked hard. Okay, there's the connection. We're going to get that Searing Doom off. Though Franz is gone. Huge. Beautiful, beautiful Searing Doom. Nice. And this is where the Peasant Horseman Tide wins the day. They'll be able to just come in here and clean up. Balloon Squad is still alive. Franz is dead. I think we have ourselves pretty solid victory. Nice. That was pretty sick. We used a lot of interesting tech. I'll call it. Some very, very interesting tech. GG. Well played. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah, I got Franz killed off one of the balloons. The other one got 325 value, not a huge amount. The cannon's mulched though. The cannon's cooked. Luminarch got murdered. Luminarch was fun, but cannons. This is all about the ranged fight, by the way, because you can see Empire really does suck at rushing. The grenade launcher is friendly firing though. Dude, this Jet Lion crushed it. Oh my gosh. How'd I get 567 range on the cannons? Wait, was the range is it 567? Was it like absurd levels? The balloon shouldn't be buffing it up that much. It did feel pretty long. I don't think it was 567 though. I'll have to double check. Oh man, dude. I had the crossbows, dude. Crossbows are great. The spears could not hit them at all. It was pretty funny. And Bashiva got 2,700. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. I think Cathay can definitely get a lot of work done. Though, like, a lot of this is, you know, squeezing out misplays because my opponent is not used to these situations. The reflect not counting on the lion value tracker is such a scam. Yeah. Although the value tracker is already borked for a lot of abilities. So at least CA is consistent, right? That artillery is definitely a paid actor. That one volley mass routing the center line was the worst for him. Yeah, solid. Dragon Lords seem pretty good for their price. You can do much better with a general. 567. What's going on? Eye of the Dragon? Terrain? What do you mean terrain? Does this get a range buff from terrain? What the crap is terrain? 95 extra range from terrain. Is this map like hella bugged or something? Does elevation actually increase your range on artillery? I didn't know that was a thing. Because like this, the Sunmaker had an elevation bonus. Eye of the Dragon 20. The terrain is better than Eye of the Dragon. It was designed to increase archer range from settlement walls. But then like, shouldn't this thing also get it? Or is it like artillery only? Does this count as a wall or something? High ground? Rigged? Yo, wait. What's going on? Is this map actually like super borked? I'm gonna have to, am I gonna have to ban the map? Yo, that's wild. What was it called? No. Wait, oh. What was it? What was it called? What's the map called? Sunmaker is also on the high ground? Yeah, that needs some testing. Alright, I'll have to check that later. It's over, I have the high ground. Okay, I'm up against Razak. Alright, that'll need some testing later. Blazing ramparts. Huh. Is that intentional by the map designer? Did they like sneak in a fast one? I've like never seen the high ground terrain range advantage before. That's actually like the first time I've seen it. Is it just like a terrain effect that you paint on? Is this something that the map designer put in, or like what is even going on, man? Apparently, only one side of Blazing Ramparts gets it. That's not good. I'll bring it up with the admins on Turin's Discord. All right. Well, issue has been brought up. Yeah, Lil Groms with Kislev. With the spell that increases range, just shoot across the whole map. A Ragnarok Lair on the middle point also gives a terrain bonus? What even is that? None of this makes sense. How has this been slipping under the radar? There's so much jank. Also, by the way, I'm up against vampire accounts. Hatchet's Oil Fields, Rapturous Expanse, or Haunted Vale. Ban Expanse. Okay, vampire accounts, you just need to kill them quick, right? You need high DPS and you need a very strong fighty lord. Vampire accounts are very weak to you just having stronger stuff, so I think I'll just do that. Just go extremely killy with the single entities, and then I should be good? Question mark? A question mark. I also need some solid capture weight. Is this the case where I want Lore of Beasts? Do I want Transformation of Kadon versus vampire counts? I don't know if it gets enough work in. It's a problem. I could just do this. Maybe Aislinn is hidden under the map. Yo, spooky. Okay, let's try this build. I don't know if this is good versus vampire counts or not. This may very well be absolutely terrible. But you gotta try. At the end of the day, vampire counts aren't indestructible by any means. You can indeed just kind of fight them. If they don't have the right units, you're good. Is this a good enough build though? You gotta be a little wary of, like, you know, their cavalry max and the Karen Wraith maxing. But if you have a few elite units with high damage, you should be able to clear them in the late game after you've killed off the major threats. The question is, does Cathay have that? Does Cathay actually have... Like, do Tiger Warriors solve vampire counts for Cathay? Because I think the early game single entity kill squad, kind of like how Danican did it, is good. Is it an actual change from before, or is it just that the extra range you get from elevation is now reflected in the unit card? I don't know. I have never noticed it before, and I've played on Blazing Ramparts a ton. I've even used artillery on Blazing Ramparts before. And I have not noticed it. So, like, I don't know anymore, man. I don't know. But it's probably unintended for cannons to be able to cover the entire map, right? Surely not. Does it work if you just put units on hills normally? Like, what is even the trigger for it? I need to start, like, place... Does it only affect artillery, or does it affect range units? What is even going on? I don't think... Wait, was there a patch note that mentioned it? No, I think they're asking. Yeah, I don't think there is a patch note that mentioned it. Kind of wild. Also, yeah, I wish terracottas were good here, but unfortunately not. Sadly not. Man, I can't believe how fast these games have been, though. Oh, Berserk is playing today. Hell yeah. We got Berserk, Adlering, Mr. Razak, Parmenian, Ponty, Tyel. Not too many new players, though. I think at some point when things settle down, I want to do more like new player events. Maybe some like casting on the second channel or something. It's just, you know, second channel and push for new players and such. It's been getting super bogged down with me just being busy. So I haven't been able to produce as many videos as I want to. At some point, though. Waiting for 40k. 40k is going to be wild. I think Games Workshop seems to be pushing a lot of 40k stuff in general. Like, just on all fronts, there's just 40k news buzzing around a lot. I think, let's see here. Man, if 40k comes out in a year, man, the stuff it could do. The stuff it could do, man. If I can already get some sick videos for Warhammer Total War Fantasy, think about where the channel could go for 40k. That's what I was thinking about Warhammer 3, though. Then half the content creators left because it was such a bad launch, but we'll see. 40k is almost pop culture now. I thought it basically was. You have stores everywhere, you know? You walk around, you'll see it. We tried bending time to get more out of your day. I wish I could just have a little bit more time to make more stuff. It's a problem, though. It's being way over ambitious. Because I get on the verge of burnout. I have to be very careful. When I do hit full burnout, before, I've just stopped streaming entirely. It's not good. So I have to reel some stuff in, sadly. How different do you think 40k will be? With most units having at least pistols, even if they're melee units. I think it'll be I still think it'll be fairly similar. Because in theory, the faction that has weaker shooting should want to get into melee. So like, even if you have Kislev v Kislev, yeah, like I think you still want to get units into melee. Some units will probably be better at close range shooting than long range shooting too. So you're still gonna have that push and pull dynamic. It's just probably gonna be a lot less like melee focused than fantasy. But I think we'll absolutely still see it. Also, I brought Double Tiger Warrior with the heals, so they're just gonna heal cap. We have some Terrorgeist, 41, 47, 56, 42. With harmony bonuses, I think my flyers will be able to cook. Though this thing doesn't benefit much from harmony bonuses, it just gets a little faster. It's an interesting build from the Vampire Council. The double goose. So I probably just want to get some ranged options going. Manfred is also in the skies, and he has Spirit Leech. And Purple Sun and a heal. Fine by me. I don't want to take light skirmishing fights either. If I do, that can lead to issues. Because these guys heal. Would much rather like jump Manfred or something. I should be able to. I do have some pretty nice buffs. Okay. Should be able to pressure this point. I'm gonna see what damage we can get done. The gooses are getting cooked pretty bad. He's focusing my lord though. So we'll just back up and enjoy that that was a fairly decent trade for me. That was not too bad. Plus, I'm gonna murder his dogs. Sorry, doggos. He's gonna counterpunch. Oh, he didn't know. The vortex hits air units. I didn't even know. I forgot. I forgot it totally hits air units. That's brutal. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's back it up. Those bats just got deleted. Absolutely deleted. Alright, I just have to peel for my boys. Should be able to bully them bats. So far so good. Start getting some more archers. Start getting some infantry going. This is pretty solid. Oh my goodness. Yo, that's rough for Razak. Taking so much deeps there. Everybody's crumbling right now. Chucks out a big old heal overcast. So that's one less purple sun I have to worry about. My lord is still healthy. I will chuck out an overcast regrowth on the moonbird to keep it up and operational. Unfortunately, I did accidentally give him the point. That's my bad. Oh, there are crypt ghouls here. I think that's kind of free for me, though. I think we can just bully him. It's grave guard, not a problem. That means there's a lot of money on this point. I really don't have to worry about it. Yo, moonbird is lightning fast. By the way, with its harmony bonuses, the thing is not getting caught. And now my opponent's on the run. What can I do? I'm gonna see if I can debate him. He's gonna try and check out a Spirit Leech. I think he's trying to dodge my Moonbird ability. I'd love him to blob up if at all possible. Gotta be careful that Terrorgeist is healed. Like, is that guy getting a range bonus? Who's getting the range bonuses? Okay, thankfully we're exceptionally fast. I don't have to worry about this too much. Crypt ghouls I can just bully. Gotta be careful that we're not just having them brace into me. But yeah, see, having these infantry guys here is just working out so well for me. Because nothing's gonna really be able to kill them in theory, anyways. They should just be able to sit there and grind infinitely. Gonna heal up my lord. He's gonna land and stay safe. Tiger warriors can keep on healing. And the pressure over here is gonna stop his infantry from rotating. Nice. Gonna get a pretty nice dragon fight. He obviously has invested lots into the air game, so I just need to counter it by being less aggressive in the air. The less aggressive I am, the more I can kind of just distract them and kind of dance around. And if they're just dancing with me, I have more actual army here cooking. And that's going to be a big problem for my opponent. Alternatively, if I just take a fight, that's amazing for me. That will also do well. Because these Terrorgeists are kind of getting bullied. I have to be a little careful. Seeing if I can kill one of the geese. No easy task, that's for sure. Gonna see if we can catch this guy. The goose, he's getting cooked pretty hard. We got him again. Oh, the Moonbird counter, man. I can't believe it. Shame on you. You've been fooled twice. Oh, brutal. Absolute brutality. That's another full unit of Fellbats biting the dust. And now I can just 3v1 this Terrorgeist. Blood Knight Lances. Gonna be in a little bit of an awkward position here. And I got my Tiger Warriors at the ready. I think we've just won it. There's very little ways it can come back now. Manfred is just gonna be bullied. And my boys here are looking a little too healthy all around. He doesn't even have a capture weight advantage. Yeah, Manfred's getting absolutely bullied. Little hero squad is still doing great. I'm gonna chuck out another heal on my boy. He's gonna rush in with the bats again, but I have Celestial Sweep. Boom! Goodbye, bats. Amazing. And he's getting healed up. He's not gonna die anytime soon. And that's gonna be it. Vampire counts trying to win the air game, but to no avail. You'll love to see it. This is nice. A lot of people struggle against vampire counts. I will say this build was a little bit, you know, it's a little bit on the extreme side. It's not your conventional vampire counts build. But it's probably because he was worried that the Tiger Warriors would be able to win if we played kind of a normal match. It's a sign that my opponent didn't have much that he could get done and was kind of forced to do this. So with mix-ups, Cathay can definitely get it done. Well, how do you do? I will say I got some pretty supreme, you know, AoEs too, though. Like, this Moonbird has 200 kills. Oh my gosh. 2,700 value. Very nice. Cathay looking pretty good. They're looking pretty good. Moonbird with like 1,000,000 speed, just soaring through the skies. We have, oh my goodness. The fire damage is good versus Terrorgeist too. Because I think they have regen. So shouldn't it do extra damage or something? Or does it not have fire damage? I don't know. Celestial Line was great. 1,900 gold worth of value. The double claw speaker, keeping the leadership up, being unkillable and having 6 capture weight. That means you need more than just a Crypt Ghoul to get the capture weight. You need a Crypt, like you need 2 Crypt Ghouls to even think about stealing point off these guys. And my lord was supreme. Absolute devastation for the vampire counts. The geese did not do very well. Manfred did okay. I will say healing makes a world of difference for these single entity builds for Cathay. Also, this one crossbow was able to live for way too long. Cathay will grow larger. Adler again. Yo, yo. All right. We have yet to face Berserk. We may see them in the finals today. Terrifying. Cathay OP tournament ban when? Hey, Garaf there, what's up? Yo, I need to be... If I can win tournaments consistently with Cathay, that would be great. I don't know how long this single entity style will work, though. So Grand Cathay versus Empire, Whirling Maelstrom. That's the big one, right? No, that's the awkward one. Crystal Lake, Edge of the Darkwood. Ban Whirling. I think I want to play on Crystal Lake or Edge of the Darkwood. 4 games in 1 hour, insane. Yeah. A little over an hour, but you know, even 20 minutes a game is very fast. These matches have been super quick. It's nice. He wants to play on Crystal Lake. You think this map's gonna have weird artillery jank that makes my cannons amazing? It could. It could very well. Okay, what I really want to do though, I really want to do something like this. This is just too cool to pass up. Yep, yep. And I will run. Sure. Gotta take this ability. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Empire's got nothing on this build, guys. Cathay will reign supreme. I will need probably one of these guys. Oh. Or I run. Oh, man. All right. Ain't no way we're losing this. This is a nasty build. This is a very nasty build for Empire. Oh, no, no. Okay, yeah, no, we're still good. What else do I want? I need solid enough a late game to steal points, even if they're like spamming cav. This should be good. Yeah, this is just a devastating build to go up against. I think Empire will not stand a singular chance against this. Is the bot working correctly? It couldn't find a match for me. Brief. Let me see. What's your name on Discord? Are you Yuesto? Because let's see here. He joined as Yuesto. Huh. Yeah, so you signed up as a new player. It should be queuing you into people in the mid-tier leagues. But it isn't. Why is that happening? Let me check. Yeah, usually it's just been matching new players with new players. But let's see. Okay, so if the MMR is greater than 700, and strongest new player passed, then stop queuing. So it goes through. So the way the system works, it checks if the MMR of your possible opponent is greater than 700, and if let's see here, and if your MMR is less than 700. Okay, then that's passed. If the absolute MMR, oh, I see. Yeah, it's I figured it out. The MMR range is it's a little too tight. I made it where the absolute MMR, they need to be within 300 MMR of you, which would usually be fine if you're playing against other players. Then the top ranking new player will often face they'll face the the weakest intermediate player. But because the MMR range is way too tight, you just don't face anyone. I think I can fix that though the tournament already ended. It should be fixed next time at least. That's unfortunate, though. Sorry I did not catch that earlier. Because you did help, you know, because you actually did sign up to the tournament and actually try to find games, I will count you for the raffle, especially because I really appreciate the bug testing. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll get that fixed. In fact, it should already be fixed. Okay. So just stop the bot real quick. Drag this in. Start the bot again. No one will notice. And here's the build. Okay, I have some cool ideas. Transformation of Kadan. We got the Long Marauders, the Righteous Lances. This is a rush build. Good luck, have fun. Face the Prince and Emperor, says Adler. All right. I'm ready for it. Is he also going for a forest rush? Are we both forest rushing? Crazy. All right. The double forest rush. All right. So we have some outriders over here. A little awkward, but I'll manage. Outriders a little annoying. I should be able to get a little bit of damage here at least. Bashiva out of nowhere. Very nice. Bashiva's just gonna get a little bit of damage there. A little bit of teleporting shenanigans. Okay. And then we'll see what France decides to do. He's beelining the artillery piece, which I personally think is a little suicidal. The guy's got to be a little careful. I can't get a jet line up if I really want to. If France just dives in, he might straight up die. Prince and Emperor should not be able to face this. Grenade launcher's getting a little bit of a volley off. Ooh, Bashiva's fast on the charge though. I can slow them down actually. Bashiva does have a slow. But can I catch them is the question. France just took a massive cannonball volley to the face too, by the way. And it looks like I will be able to get the catch. That's good. Then I'm going to transformation of Kadan. What is that? A celestial wizard. Okay. So he has anti-cannon tech. I'm gonna kill off the celestial wizard. Accidental dodge. Love to see it. France has decided to land to his death. Most likely. Very nice. Transformation of Kadan, man. It's just straight up celestial line. This thing's terrifying. He's gonna rout off that wizard like no one's business. And France is getting bullied now. He don't like it. Very nice. I just have to keep bogging him down. If I can keep him pinned forever, we're golden. I imagine he'll get a heal, but that's not going to be huge for the poor guy. Let's get one of these jet lions going. Okay, some Knights of the Black Rose are here. That's going to be a lightning bolt. Pretty good damage. I should still be able to kill Frames though. There is no escape. Oh, and the cannonballs hit pretty hard. Yeah, he's chucking out all the magic he can to try and salvage France. Dude, guy's getting absolutely clapped though. Oh my gosh, Bashiva's getting work done on him. I don't know if the Empire can hold without good old Franzi. Ooh, and he's dead. That's rough. That's pretty rough. Now I have my source of terror in here, and I think that's basically it. Very unfortunate for the man, the myth, the legend. Mass routes abound. Everything's fleeing the battlefield. I have cannons just firing into this blob. Just crushing everything. Let's check out another heal. Why not? Let's heal up Bashiva because we can. And I think that's gonna be it. A pretty fun match. A pretty fun match. Dang, man, these long riders are cooking. Very nice. Let's have to dodge the lightning. There we go. Have to be a little careful about these Knights of the Black Rose. Though, here's the thing. Bashiva has the melee defense debuff. Those Knights of the Black Rose are not going to live. 26 melee defense for an elite cavalry unit. Very brutal. I can damage reflect the Free Company militia. And now I think we just go for the capture points. Horsemen for days have arrived. Those Free Company militia can't shoot, which lets me charge them. And that's gonna be it. GG, well played. Cathay taking heads today. That was 5 games, man. I usually don't get 5 games unless I'm playing like Slanesh, bro. That was wild. You figured out I was doing the range thing? It's a terrain label type as a road. And it's way darker on the minimap. It shows when you hover the road terrain with range units, kind of like aquatic. Wonder what made him choose great swords. Well, he wanted to rush me because he thought I was going to go mass artillery, and great swords are pretty good versus all my infantry. But unfortunately, they're a little too slow. Just a little too slow. And Bashiva's debuff is actually really cool. Just a flat minus 24 melee defense and a slow. Cannon was sick. I like the Jet Lion. He's price reduced because of my mod. So unfortunately, probably not nearly as good with normal builds, but it's fine. Parmenion. Yo, yo. Let's do it. Cathay is scary today. Yeah, yo. Cathay was crushing it yesterday, too, when Berserk was playing them. Is Berserk still playing Cathay? They're playing High Elves. Okay. That'll be interesting. Righteous Lances are literally Fireborn. Yeah. Yeah. The super high charge bonus, armor piercing, really good melee stats, but also very squishy. Is Cathay a better Bretonia? Definitely not. Nobody let Pope Patty hear that. Cathay doesn't even hold a light to the blazing sun that is Bretonia. Okay, so Parmenian's playing Dark Elves and Glade of the Everqueen, Haunted Vale, and Glade. Alright, it's Haunted Vale or Pit of Treasures. But yeah, so apparently on the mini map, if you paint the, if you like, or like when you're map making, if you paint the wrong terrain as a road, then it gives massive range bonuses. Kind of horrifying, but sure. Can we get Cathay all the way to the victory though? Yeah, check on the arena map and you can see the darkened areas. Yeah, I'll take a look later. That's very good to know though. Very good to know. Ah, there he is. Gilliman himself. But what map are we playing on? It's either Haunted Vale or Pit of Treasures. Both are great for cannons. We did do okay with the cannons last time we were up against Dark Elves. It's a 20% range bonus. That is so crazy. But alright. I need to be able to not get rushed by Dark Elves. First and foremost, the most important thing. Yo, Moonbird Celestial Lion combo is so cool. Because the Celestial Lion gets +4/+4 melee stats and leadership. And the Moonbird gets like like 140 speed. It just becomes the fastest unit. Is there a Yang unit that is fast enough to even keep up with the Moonbird to keep its speed going, or what? Hey, Krakatus, hello. Yo, we're crushing it with Cathay. 5 wins in an hour 30 minutes. Going for the 6th. Let's see if my opponent has the map ban. So against Dark Elves, I did really like the double claw speaker last time. They felt pretty amazing. He wants to play Haunted Vale. Amazing. All right. Longma Riders? Oh, wow, yeah. Yang Lord on a Longma. The Lords don't give harmony bonuses, crazily enough. If they did, they would be so much better. Yeah, yo, Longma Riders are actually a pretty sick option. Interesting. Interesting. All right, how do I deal with the Dark Elves though? What's the best lord for them? On Haunted Vale, it's a pretty wide open map. There's some shenaniganeries to be had. I guess this is okay. I guess. Is this really what I want, though? What other lords are there? Celestial General on a horse is funny. Think of joining the Warhammer 40k beta. Already signed up. I do hope CA give us fantasy content creators a free in, though. I think it would be very sick to be able to cover content for the game. Maybe if I can put out big enough videos, they'll be like, dang, this guy kind of hype. We should totally give him mega early access. I don't know. What do I gotta do? Seriously though, if I can keep putting out videos, I'm getting like hundreds of thousands of views. Maybe I can rise up the ranks of CA. The thing is, I'm not like an old guard. The people who, you know, came in during Warhammer 1 probably have the best relations with CA. This was back before pre-COVID times. So they would actually like be flown out to cast tournaments and such. So there's a lot more camaraderie there. Which I guess is kind of a nice thing. But yeah, because of that, it means that I'm a little bit more unknown within the offices of CA. Like, I'm sure they still know me, but like, if they had to choose between me or Turin casting a tournament, I think they would go with Turin. Like, they just have the history with them. He's also more of a tournament caster, but like, you know, even if they wanted a campaign showcase, I don't think I'd be the first person to do it. You got like Zurkovich. It's a really big content creator. But I'm sure I'll get early access, though. It would be pretty wild if they didn't give early access. That would be kind of insane. Okay, I'm doing this. I'm doing this craziness. Yep. Do I want the Righteous Lances? There's a non-zero chance the Righteous Lances can cook. What else, though? What else? Do I want just vanilla Tiger Warriors? One certainly can't hurt that much, right? And like, obviously, Crane Gunners are just good. I could take one of these, because why not? Kind of a weird build. It's kind of a weird build. Oops. Chevroni. Hell yeah. Kind of a weird build, but I think we'll be okay. Get me in, bro, please. I need the DACA. Let me guess what faction you're gonna play, Dangler. Let me take a wild guess. You know, you said something about Daka. Maybe you'll like Tau. I feel like you'll be a great Tau main. You should have known. Great news. Yo, I'm so excited for 40k. It's actually way closer than I thought it would be. I thought we'd have to wait like years, but no. Maybe the beta will get us in. I just hope CA does it right. You know, my biggest worry is like Games Workshop is trying to push for all this Warhammer content to come out at a specific time, and then CA's like in crunch time, and because the company doesn't do crunch time, they're like, well, we're just gonna have to settle for a less than finished product, which is good, by the way. You know, developers should not be dying to make games. But the problem, also, yes, I have a magistrate. He has the anti-air ability. It's strongest Mortis engine in the game. Actually, second strongest, because what's its face? Caradrian, whatever. Anyways, but yeah, I feel like CA, you know, if they're like pushed to rush it out because Games Workshop wants to get 40k stuff out, then disastrous consequences could be upon us. There's always a chance. CA's track record is very bad, though. That's a big build. He has a Doombolt and a Blade Wind. I have regrowth, though, so a little lion should be fine. My Lord doesn't take that much damage from Doombolt, too. It's kind of funny. Okay, what are you gonna Doombolt, though? You gonna Doombolt my birds? What are you trying at, sir? What are you even trying at? He's just here dancing a little bit. Biggest threat here is definitely the crossbows. You want to bully him? Beeline him. Pretty decent hit. Ooh, that one whiffed though. Can't afford to be whiffing those. It's okay though, the birds are kind of crushing it. Got a little tiger dudes over here. Hey, those dark shards even kind of walk back in. That's pretty funny. Very nice. I did eat a crossbow volley though, which is kind of unfortunate. Can I get a dodge? Oh, get juked into oblivion, good sir. You cannot defeat the Micromaster, that is I. Oh my goodness. Took a lot of effort. Was it worth it? Probably. It felt pretty good. It felt quite amazing, I'm not gonna lie. That was truly exquisite. Oh crap, I forgot to use the spell thingamajig there. Alright, but the Moonbird bullying continues. Gonna get a Tiger Warrior here. That Lord is a dead one. And she's routed. Well, that's very unfortunate. Look at that little explosion effect on those spears too. These guys are crazy in terms of their deeps. They get the work done. Lord should be very easy to escort off. And I think that already will make life extremely difficult for my opponent. Balloon Lord's just chilling. He's just having the greatest time of his life. The escorting continues. He's desperately trying to keep his Lord in there, but she ain't gonna make it. And this is a good time to start putting on the pressure. Whoops, gotta stay on her. There we go. And she's gone. Huzzah! No more Lord for my opponents. Army losses has triggered. That's why we charge in at this specific time. Because they're just gonna mass route. And then I just have to kill off the crossbows. Brutal, man. The double Moonbird. Putting in the work. Beautiful. Oh, good dodge. Partial dodge on those guys. It's still not gonna save them though. Them army losses is brutal. Tries to jump the artillery piece. Not gonna get it. And now what? Now what do you even want to do? There's not much left. Those crossbows are all gone. Unfortunately, my lord doesn't give harmony bonuses like the other balloons. That would be sick if he did, but no. Here you go. That's more units getting massacred. We got our anti-large fools here. At the end of the day, being forced to take the fight at the time of your lord dying is just the end times for you. This guy's given 5 melee defense and an AoE. He's just crushing it. Cannon's having the time of its life. I think we can shoot into the infantry here and get him killed. And if I just get more tiger warriors, he's done for. Oh, he does get the passive though. How many units are routing though? I think there's probably too many units that are fleeing the battlefield to really make a big impact. Oh, he has like a little caster in the trees. Man, that's double rough that he lost his lord then. Because it means that that caster is not really doing much anymore. Absolute devastation. Let's get that Melkoth's going too. I will say fighting at the time of the passive trigger for the Dark Elves is less than optimal. But I think I'll still be okay. Just have to be a little bit careful. And I'm really bad at keeping track of that ability usage too. Gotta be a little careful with my boys. Gotta run from the Cold One Knights. Where's my lord at? Oh yeah, he's on a balloon. I forgot. He's just chilling on a balloon. The crossbows are not gonna kill him though. That should hit him. This should be devastating. Man, I love that so much. I love it so much. The birds. The birds are so good at bullying. It's one of the harder things to micro, but probably also one of the strongest abilities you can go for. If you land each and every single one of those casts, the birds already pay for themselves without needing to go into melee. Because you can totally get like 500 gold with it. Now, if he wants to cast some magic. Can I get to hit his own lord? Oh my god! It hit his own infantry! After all that effort and magic gain, he hits his own infantry with Doombolt. Nah, man, not like this. Yeah, we're clowning on this Doombolt action, man. Doombolt ain't got nothing on this guy. Moonbirds are simply too fast. Too fast, too furious. That is amazing, especially because people hated this spell. People hated Doombolt with a passion, man. And now it's just looking like the most useless thing you've ever seen. I'm guessing I shoot his lord with my magistrate, just camp on top of her. Oh, dude, Cathay. Very fun faction. They're very, there's a lot of skill expression here, that's for sure. Getting leadership hit IRL. Oh, here comes the Melkoths. I was gonna wreck them pretty bad. They're slowed, again brutalized. Let's just play keep away over here. The Moonbirds are gonna escort his lord off again for the umpteenth time. Oh, she wasn't on a Manticore. Yeah, I was wondering if she was on a Manticore or not. But yeah, we're gonna get this. Hey, more cavalry. More cavalry to get the Daka on. I can get the Righteous Lances soon. Very nice. But yeah, this game is totally over. This is also very fast, mind you. Cathay is actually a reasonably fast faction now. The thing is, you'll notice I'm taking no Jade Warriors, similar to how I don't take it's similar to how I don't take the like Chaos Warriors as Chaos. I think slow infantry slow your entire army speed down to their speed. And you don't want that. GG. Look at that Moonbird value. 1900, 1700. All right. Good stuff. Very good. Cannon was amazing. Cavalry did great. Let's take a look at Supreme Sorceress. Let's see, man, 2 Doom Bolts completely whiffing. This lady was just a mana battery, so it's a big shame that he was not able to get his magic off. Guess we do not need a day 2. Look, here's the thing. I still gotta see how it does versus Berserk. Like, this is obviously a good showing versus Dark Elves, but Berserk is a completely different beast. A very strong mobility player. The explosion abilities on the Claw Speaker, though. Absolute devastation on infantry. Tiger Warriors were not bad. 663, but they weren't being rear charged or anything. Just uninterrupted normal melee fighting. That's about where you want them to be. They did catch a cav unit, though. At the end of the day, nothing compares to the Moonbirds, though. Lightning speed, those guys are. Doombolt is expensive, especially if you overcast it. Yeah. And he friendly fired himself. I think it's about the one... Once you go above 100 speed, you can start dodging Doombolts. Yeah, you were very right about the Crystal of Kunlan. I saw, I think Karavdir even mentioned. There were a couple people that mentioned this is a really good campaign ability. I think it's not even tracking the value on it properly. I'm pretty sure it's not. But it's definitely amazing. Because it's just infinite uses. Every minute you stay in combat, you get a 55% armor-piercing explosion. You still hate Doombolt? Well, as greenskins, you ain't fast enough to dodge it. Alright, it's Berserk next. It is Berserk, and Berserk is playing High Elves. Alright. Obeying Dried Floodplain. The cutoff for Doombolt dodging is something like 94 speed or 84. 84 is not fast enough. Like, you need to be like 100 speed and higher and a flying unit. I think at 84, you need to have like a charge animation or something to get the dodge off. I know you can also block it with some monstrous infantry. There's some crazy tech. I just called you slow. Blasphemous Snowfield ban. So that means we're playing on Border Low Landing. It is time. Border Low Landing. How do we want to play this? It's High Elves. High Elves have a lot of shooting options. In campaign, you can dodge overcast damage if you're fast enough. Really? Wait, what do you mean overcast damage? Overcast damage is the same as normal cast damage. You just mean Doombolts in general? Meow with the Crystal of Kunlan can legit 1v80 4 full stacks in campaign. Seems about right. She has the healing. Wait, does Overcast Doombolt aim weirder than normal cast? How does that work? I don't know. Okay, Berserk likes their mobile play styles. Gotta be careful. You could also have Tempest and the like. You could do a Mass Sister of Avalorn shooting build. There's a few of those that go around. Gotta be a little careful. I think I'll probably have to play different than I have been. Like the Great Moonbird build just won't work the same versus High Elves. Unfortunately. What I can do though is take this for the memes. If you're fast enough. Oh, you mean miscast damage. Oh no, I meant like overcast Doombolt, like the Doombolt itself. Yeah, if you want to dodge miscast damage, yeah, I think 85 speed can actually dodge it. I do know about that. I don't know the exact speed, but 85 speed sounds about right. Miscast dodging is hilarious. I think Malekith on a chariot, his hitbox will dodge miscast damage too. Because instead of it being direct damage to the character, it is a very tiny AoE explosion. Game is built on top of layers of spaghetti, people. It's crazy. But yeah, that's how it be. That is actually how it works. It's insane. All right. Let's try... Berserk's playing High Elves. But yeah, I was talking about Doombolt dodging too. Let's see here. Berserk is not a High Elves main though, so that should make life a little bit easier. The Acelin Sisters of Avalorn shenanigans is definitely something that you see a bit of here. If I did want to shut that down, what would be the best way to do it? I guess this, mayhaps? Yeah? Yeah, that's alright, I guess. Hmm. I just need a good enough build. I just need a good enough build. But everything's awkwardly priced. That's just not gonna do anything, is it? Okay. 100 gold left over. Perfect. I can take this. Sure. This ain't terrible. It ain't amazing. I don't know how much I like this build. I do personally feel like it's missing just a little bit of the secret sauce, but not enough for me to be overly worried. You know, I think if I just cut Jade Warriors entirely and just stick with the Tiger Warriors, I'm already in a much better position. Dude, I really don't like Jade Warriors. Alright, let's try this. Why are High Elves so popular these days? You see them a lot? Really? I haven't seen them that much. I know their Oceanids really mix up a lot, though. Like, High Elves, I think, were pretty fun before, but they had extreme weaknesses. Now that they don't just die to shielded infantry, it seems like all the High Elf enjoyers are coming out. Though, like, Berserk is no High Elf main. I think Berserk is on a journey to learn a bunch of factions. New 40k engine allows for different models within a unit to have different weapons. What? That's crazy. Yo, new engine for 40k could be so exciting. Man, I really hope they don't just drop the ball. It's a good thing CA is very consistent with their releases. Most consistent release outcomes I've ever seen. Alright. So, what am I worried about here? Sisters of Avalorn builds. What am I gonna do to shut them down? Hit a Shades Overcast. Maybe use some artillery to blast them before they can start shooting. And a big old balloon. Now, why is the balloon here? You may be wondering. What in the world does this balloon even do? I'll tell you. It's gonna spot his units because this thing has Eye of the Dragon. So it increases forest spotting range. That includes stealth spotting. This guy can hold this capture point. And if he uses the Acelin thing, I'll use Missile Mirror to counter it. Think about it. It's insane. Missile Mirror to counter the Acelin. Yeah, thingamajig. Now, he does have 2 casts. That makes life a little bit more difficult. I should still be okay. What we got? Lions Trace. Okay, so we got some lions going. Sure, sure. Let's roll up with the balloon. Is there a lot of range units? What do we got here? This only has 9 units. This stuff is relatively cheap. He's gone for the Techless. So not an Acelin build. That's fine. Let's turn off fire at will at these guys. He's too good at dodging. Okay, yeah. And there are the units. These Reavers are a little too accurate sometimes. It's been said. Interesting. What do I want then? I guess crossbows. Guess crossbows ain't bad. Just gotta make sure this point doesn't fall. That should be doable. What does Techless have? Just a net and Flock of Doom. Okay. Nothing too crazy. Guess I'll just start Melkossing these guys. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So it's kind of like a kite skirmish build of some sort. Kind of like a weird kite skirmish build. And we gotta get the charge here on these Reavers. Certainly a nice pickup. Okay. We got him charged because I tried distracting him with the missile mirror over here. The balloon can indeed continue dodging. And okay, it's a fairly nice little pickup there. I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh, forgot to use my magic amp. He's spamming white lions. That's not a big deal. The balloon's coming in to provide harmony bonuses too. Cannon's kind of just clobbering his poor guys. You love to see it. And so far, so good, I'd say. Look at that. We even got a little route over there. Hell yeah. And what do I want? I could take the Iron Claw Warriors. They're pretty sick. I will be able to secure this point over here. And a lot of infantry is a good sign for me. I honestly feel pretty great about the circumstances. Should be able to get a pretty sick ability off here. Interesting that he summons the Illyrian Reavers here too. Don't know what they're meant to do. So I'll definitely be able to keep these guys alive. Oh, what's he doing? Okay. He's just buffing them up. Gonna get a nice little vortex spell over there though. And then I should be able to plonk away at a few units here. I just need to make sure I don't get overextended is all. He summons a Great Eagle. Wild play. Alright, that one's kind of crazy. think I just want more cav. Like, this is going well. My lord does not have to worry about a great eagle in the slightest. Though he's probably going to catch some of my peasant horsemen. That's not really a big deal. Pretty sure my lord just dumpsters the eagle. And we've killed off a solid group of infantry here. I'd say this is going pretty well for me. But I guess we'll see. Balloon doing its bestest to run away. That was quite a remaneuver he pulled off here. Okay, but what now? What are you doing? It's kind of a weird, overly spread out fight, I feel. I think I'm going a little too wide almost. Like, this is still very good, of course, but it's not quite where I want it to be. How much is this overcast? Yep. So that's just gonna kill all of the infantry and cavalry alike. Is that a noble on my... It's a noble. Okay. Sure. We'll see if we can bully him. If I can kill that guy, that's perfect. Over here, the Pit of Shades. Pretty good damage. Okay, and he's going for the big artillery shutdown. Makes a lot of sense. Noble is on a horse. So he is on a horse. But how is he going to do against all this? So the double line is doing pretty well. Double jet line. Noble I can probably kill with these guys. And the bird is super low. Unfortunately, we'll be able to escape. He has a lot of capture points. It's a little sketchy, but my artillery lives. I guess it's real questionable how this will go. Let's get those harmony bonuses going real quick. Oof. Okay, loses the bird. Noble's taking a lot of damage too. I don't think he appreciates that very much. Very nice. And this guy is still cooking. Nice. As long as my caster is chilling, I'm happy. He's on the balloon hunt. He wants to get it dead. A little bit of a dodge here will go a long way. Is that noble gonna die though? I got a fairly nice celestial sweep. Okay. It's kind of weird because both armies are pretty slow overall. But I think I'm slowly coming out on top. I just have to worry about the tickets is all. We gotta make sure I actually get those. But the Ironclaw warriors here will be magnificent. We'll see how the noble does. He will be able to get my artillery piece, unfortunately. But I can probably secure this point. Yeah, noble's gone. Okay. Teclis just took a giant cannonball to the face. You'll love that. So I'd say it's not the end of the world. Nothing amazing for me per se. But maybe if he overextends here a bit too long, we can still get some sick plays off. The balloon lives too. It's gonna be able to chase off that noble dude. Maybe. Got a little bit of a route there too. Love that. Okay, and he chucks out another net. That's not the end of the world for me. It's actually quite good, even. Yeah, this is stealth noble. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. But yeah, right now the problem is I have a lot of money in the distance here. That's not really being very useful. Okay, let's get the crossbows in. The balloon lives. I'm gonna need to re-secure points though. I got some big routes. My lord is still alive. He doesn't have a lot of ways to kill off the lord either. There you go. That eagle should absolutely be dead. I'm just gonna chuck out a missile mirror here nice and early to get those guys done and dealt with. Okay, all right. And so begins the recuperating. So I need to like actually, yeah, I need to pull things back together right now. Missile mirror is going okay though. The missile mirror Damage is fine. If I secure this point, will I be able to win on a 2 cap? I guess we'll see. But yeah, that'll be pretty decent. A little bit of damage. So I don't think he's getting that point back anytime soon. Nasty charge though on my crossbows. Ooh, that celestial sweep could do it though. We'll see. Lion just chilling, living his best life. Okay, and then I gotta secure this point. All right, I guess we just start spamming infantry and we see if he can shut it down or not. I don't think he'll be able to get this point anytime soon. That big old lion is gonna make a mess of his cavalry, and I have a pit of shades. In fact, I'm just gonna chuck that here. I think that makes such a massive difference. If it lands, he's pretty screwed. Good dodge though. The guy's got the jukes, but it's still gonna hurt quite a bit. And I think with this guy's big old roar, I should be able to get maybe a route. Okay, he's chucking out the bird. I need this to hold though, or I need this to fall. Honestly, I still have a pretty decent amount of time. Thankfully, that spell doesn't do much damage to my lower entity count tiger warriors. This ain't too bad, actually. I think we might still be able to pull through. I don't think I'll be able to kill Techless, but this is going not too bad. Tiger warriors are kind of clutching it. I have the double cap now, which I do barely win, mind you. So if I can maintain it, we're solid. Sure, let's get the claw speaker in there. A little bit of deeps. This ain't too bad. This is a little awkward though. How's this fight going? I don't know what's going on there. That fight's just taking ages, but I do have a balloon. We do have a balloon at our disposal, and he's still struggling very hard to secure this, which is exactly what I need. Silver helms against Jade Lancers, but we have harmony bonuses is kind of sick. And if I can get just one more Iron Claw warrior, I think we done it. I think we're doing pretty good. I can't believe this balloon is still alive too. It really should not be alive. Okay, a little bit of an AoE there. A little lackluster. Could have done slightly better. Let's get that missile mirror going again. Okay, Iron Claw warriors are here. And I just have to hold the double cap. If I hold the double cap, it's over. I do have just enough. I have just enough to win it. But we must hold. We must hold. Okay, that's another fairly good spell. Alternatively, we just army wipe the guy. That's not entirely out of the question too. But I'd much rather just get this point before he gets this one. We're gonna bring in all the boys, all the crossbows and the like. I think this one's holding. Yo, this claw speaker is so sick, man. And now he's triple capped. Yo, the claw speaker is so annoying. If you don't have something to kill him, he just sits there and just is super annoying for just forever, man. Oh man, it's so good. Let's get another one of those. And we made use of the lions too. Should be able to kill off this general. But yeah, we absolutely win on 1 point. So Berserk can't afford to just sit back here. He has to make some sort of play on my army. And that will be difficult. I even have some cavalry here in the trees ready to cause issues. The balloon is still plonking away. 600 value, love to see it. This is good. It's normal difficulty. Yeah, if it's multiplayer, it's normal difficulty. Okay, let's get that lion dancing around. Now there are a lot of oceanids coming in, but they're not the end of the world. We can totally fight a couple oceanids. I just need the capture weight. Yo, Techless is kind of getting into a little bit of an awkward position. Tackless, you're not a fighter, bro. Tackless doing his best. I should be able to just charge in here, by the way, and get the sick roar. And then the sweep. Crossbows are doing their bestest. Alright, this is it. The final push. Yeah, that Celestial Sweep just murdered that entire Cav core. If I can kill Teclis here too, we're golden. And that's gonna be it. Wow. That was sick. Yo, that was amazing. That was a little sketchy. Berserk likes to play the mobile builds though. Oh. Berserk really likes to play the mobile builds, which is why I felt safe going for this and force him into a bad fight. I didn't realize he had Dragon Princes. Whoopsies. But yeah, the Claw Speaker was amazing. Cathay sweep. Yo, 7-0 with Cathay. The balloon got 700. I can't believe it. Good for spotting units and the like. We made a few sick plays at the beginning. The Jet Lions were pretty cool too. 950. Excuse me. And 1,338. We gave them a pretty hefty price reduction, but I think with this mod, the Jet Lions actually do really well. How'd the Tiger Warriors do? Dude, it actually felt like I had capture weight. Did you guys feel that? It felt like I could actually summon units and put them on the point and secure them. What a wild notion. Noble was an interesting idea, but he didn't really do anything. He just kind of got summoned and died, trying to shut down the artillery. He had a stealth ability, but we just caught him in time. Very unfortunate. And the Eagle was interesting. It did actually pay for itself, but I don't know if it was impactful enough. Metalcaster and Teclis. Teclis got some pretty sick plays. He gets pretty expensive with all his abilities, though. So even 2,200 isn't amazing. He's more expensive than the Claw Speaker, that's for sure. At least, I think so. Teclis with nets, and I don't know how decked out he was. Maybe not that decked out. Very rough to see the Lion Chariots die, though. Chariots really need a buff. But there you go. That's GG. I am going to cast some new player replays, and then I gotta dip. You gotta rewatch the 4 first games later. No spoilers. All right. Can do. All right. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get many new player battles in because the bot wasn't working correctly. That is life. Let's instead spectate Hamza's game. Should be fun. If you're interested in playing Warhammer multiplayer, we're always happy to give out advice. You can see kind of what like an intermediate-ish kind of game looks like. Intermediate to, you know, high level. 14 value on the Jet Line's crazy. On top of the missile mirror too. Yeah, having a Shadowcaster for Cathay. Honestly, their yin and yang magic are cool, but they're not good general styles of magic. They counter very specific things. And then, like, that's it. So Cathay's actually OP. It felt pretty good. I honestly still want to play more Cathay, though. I feel like we had some cool builds, but a lot of my opponents just were not ready for the weird stuff I was bringing in. Like, a lot of people just, they just didn't have answers for it, right? They didn't have the capture weight. They weren't able to shut down the artillery. One of the maps was just weird. So it's kind of hard to say. Yo, fancy Shade dual weapon play here, though. Look at that. Rolling into position, getting ready to shoot. I think they're on walk, though, and not march. That might be slowing them down. They did get spotted, too. A little unfortunate that they're shot by the pinks, but Shades are low entity. think they have generally pretty high HP per model. Oh, I might be wrong. Never mind. All elves have no HP. Sarthor or Kairos gets hit by the Doom Bolt. But yeah, this is going to be rough. If these shades die, it's just... That's too much of a loss. That's a massive, massive loss. Though Parmenian's still doing okay. Jeez, that blue fire, though. Let's take a look. Over here, we got some Blackguard. Right now, both players are kind of fighting. Dark Elves have opted to go wide, which I think is to their detriment. I think Parmenian going wide is going to make them lag behind in the big melee fight. And that's going to make them lose value. Though they are still ahead right now. Doombolting Kairos is not great, though. That does count on the gold damage tracker, even though the shields regenerate. Beautiful net on the Crows of Cain, too. Rule of thumb. Expect your opponent to try and counterplay you if you're going in for the fight, right? So like the Crows of Cain, they're not going to beat... Technically, they beat the Shrieking Skyrays, but Hamza's never going to let that happen. Hamza, the Tzeentch player, is, I would say, generally doing not bad so far. Like, I wouldn't trust this value tracker very much. This looks fairly good for them, because the Dark Elves are kind of out of position here. What they're hoping for, though, is for this fight to go long. If it goes long enough, then maybe they can punch through the Zongors. Maybe they can collapse in with their infantry. But Tzeentch's foul magic is at play. Big old giant spell here. That's Tzeentch's Firestorm, one of the highest DPS spells in the game, because it summons 3 vortexes. And they linger for a very long time. That course is just dead. Kairos has 100 kills. Very nice. That was basically the Dark Elves out, winning in the melee fight. They kind of went on the Lord sniping train. You see they even have the Slaanesha's Harvesters here. Or like the Soul Stealer maybe to snipe Kairos. But if you go for the king, you best make sure you don't miss. As I believe that's how it goes. Because unfortunately for the Dark Elf player, the Doom Bolt was just a little bit too much damage wasted. That 14 Winds of Magic could have been put anywhere else. Yeah, Doomfire Warlocks, well, against Tzeentch, they're not terrible. They're very at risk of being sniped, but you can see they're still pretty good cavalry. They're going to do some pretty decent cleanup here. Man, Skyray Shriek, though, getting a lot of damage in. There was also, like, the Dreadlord here. It's kind of weird. Kairos is, like, one of the least snipeable characters in the game. He's just so tanky, and he doesn't need to be in melee to be useful. But he has extremely high mass and HP and shields. So a lot of the times going for a snipe build against them is just going to be a rough day indeed. That's what the Dreadlord is here for, right? Get that little poke action on Kairos. Breath attack, even friendly fires the Dark Riders. That's what we call a risky breath attack. If your units are very embedded in the enemy units, sometimes a breath attack will do that. It's usually better if like the formations are very square, like if you have a fight kind of like this, and then you shoot from the flank, then that'll look pretty good, because just the game won't jank as hard. But doing it when they're all blobbed up on each other is very rough. Still though, the fight's still going. As bad as some of the plays for Dark Elves has been, I would say generally Tzeentch is a little bit weaker as a faction. And Dark Elves in the late game are quite strong. They have their passive, so every time they summon a new Dark Rider, they have 50 charge bonus and Perfect Vigor for the first minute that they're on the battlefield. And with Vanguard points like this, you just keep spamming them in and you just have stronger units for the rest of the game. It's pretty sick. Blue Fire, by the way, has a minimum range to hit all the bolts with. It used to be a bit better, but now it kind of shotguns, and if the unit's too close, it'll just miss. You want to be at like 150 meters. Quite a bit of tussling though. I don't think Kairos is going to die, and I don't think Kairos is going to get close to dying here. Dark Elves would have to get a lot of work done. But oh boy, is this another Tzeentch's Firestorm? It is, right on top of the Harpies. Oh my goodness. It's actually reasonably hard to dodge too, but if they friendly fire their own Centaurs, that kind of kind of makes it rough. Now, okay, as bad as it is to just YOLO a 1,200 gold cavalry to their death, you can kind of still see the play. Much like chess, simplifying the game is still good. And I think losing the Centaur but clearing out all those units is a plus for Tzeentch, because now there's just nothing left on the Dark Elf side. And now nothing crazy can happen for them to come back. What a bloodbath, though. That was a lot of magic and spell casting there. But yeah, once the units get really whittled down and there's just not as much on the battlefield, it gets way harder to steal points. When there's like, you know, a ton of units, like 20 units on the battlefield, even a slight advantage percentage-wise on a point will swing it. But now, you know, if he has a Dark Rider and a Shade on this point, it's still going to take him like a whole minute to take the point. And that's without the cavalry support. Dark Rider's going for a charge, but you don't want to trade evenly when you're behind. You want to play for the value. You want to play for the comeback rather than just plays that would normally be solid. Another, is that another Tzeentch's Firestorm? Oh my goodness. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Well played to the Tzeentch player. I think Parmenion is, I think they signed up as intermediate, and Hamza is signed up as competitor. So you can see they brought some pretty scary micro. Kairos with the mega value. Horseman did well. Honestly, if he was able to shut down those Tzeentch's Firestorm, he'd be better off, but there's very few ways to do that. Technically, they could have partial dodged, or you can see Kairos come in and start running. But I would say there were multiple factors that kind of led to Dark Elves falling behind. Let's see if... let's look at another game. I'm actually itching for another game. And then we'll call it a day. This one was submitted by That Guy Willie. So let's take a look. Skaven versus Dark Elves. You're very new to Total War. Oh, what would you guys say your top 5 factions are for ranked battles? Norska, Slanesh, Wood Elves, Beastmen, and Vampire counts? Yeah, that's basically the list. I think, you know, some of them people will say goes one way or the other. I think Beastmen are a lot weaker than people give them credit for. But it's probably just a me thing. You're probably better off listening to the general consensus than the guy that is ultra tryharding here as Cathay. But Beastmen are still very strong. Vampire counts are very strong. Even Coast is really strong. People are even banning my Vampire Coast. But if you want generally strong factions instead of counter picks, I think that's kind of your set. And it's a good one too. Lots of different playstyles in there. Good double cap, by the way, from the Skaven. But you got to think about win conditions. So if you're the Skaven player and you see a Dark Elf army like this, what should you be thinking? Fear. Fear is what you should be thinking. This is a full melee force. You have over 2,000, over 3,000, almost 4,000 gold worth of ranged. And the Wood Elf and the Dark Elves have a march forwards and stomp you into the ground build. This means that generally speaking, the fighting is going to be very fast because it's Dark Elves. They don't have that much HP. It's going to be vicious. And the battle's probably going to be over before tickets even matter. So you should be thinking about playing, ignoring the capture points. You should be playing way further back. Use the Giselles to just get them to engage at least. You know, don't give them the points for free. But definitely this aggressive posture could be the end of this Skaven. For the Dark Elves, they want to get a rush in. They want to mitigate the damage they take while securing the points. And if Skaven are out of position, they're just going to pull the trigger and go all in. Trying to use the Assassin to get a little bit of pressure here. So if Skaven completely abandon to here, maybe this point can be secured. But mostly it's going to be about the fight. If you can just take a strong engagement, you're good. And the Rats, Very aggressively positioned. So you can see when the Dark Elves advance, they're already stealing this point. So why do you have this clan rat on the point? What are they doing? They're definitely not holding the point. Why not just fight here, right? No fear. This is some genetically strange Skaven without the Musk of Fear glands. And now they're completely jumped on top of. These clan rats will be able to hold the line for a bit. But Skaven are not infantry melee specialists. They won't do too well. Rat ogres tried to win the melee fight, but that's not important. Because right over here, we got some cavalry in. And this is going to be bad. A little bit of unspent resources. Tyel is still a very strong player. And they're going to get the packs. See the rat ogres. Is it really worth it to slowly win this fight if you're going to lose everything? Well, if you get a 6 spell like that, maybe you can turn the tide. As much as the tactical misplay might be rough, the magic plays are pretty high. That actually routed off 2 Dark Riders almost. 2, there you go. And a Bleak Sword. Are we seeing a mass rout? Oh my gosh, what a play. Okay, never mind. The Skaven player knows what they're doing. The Rat Ogres did break through the front line. Now they can wheel around and hammer. Skaven, apparently disguised as a ranged build, is actually a really good fighty build, maybe. Malekith getting beat up by the Flensing Ruin upgraded. Icky Claw. Did he also shoot him with his gun? No, he doesn't have it. But this puts Dark Elves in a bad position. This is bad, though. Overcommitting with the dogs. They could have been cleaning up in this area. You want to secure your flanks. You still have range units. Though the dogs are holding up decently well. I still think this is not a great trade. And okay, we see a pullback. They should run to the Rat Ogres. Rat Ogres can support. Here's the rear charge. A little slow, but it's happening. And the Skaven do actually get in there. That's crazy. Imagine how much better this could have been, though, if they fought a little further back. I think they could have completely crushed the Dark Elves still. AFK Clan Red Sphere. Bleak Swords. Kind of... Yeah, a couple units idling. Not the end of the world, though. But here's a little bit of a problem. As good as Skaven's early game is, their late game is really bad. Skaven leadership Dark Elves kind of felt like that for a second. But yeah, Skaven's late game is really bad, and the Dark Elf late game is really good. So here's the problem. We're going to see Dark Rider spam. Yep. No, Cold One Knight spam. They're going to use their magic on Malekith to heal up. And the Skaven, they tend to get a lot of magic out all at once, and then they kind of wear off. Still really nice catches on the cavalry, though. Night Runners are also fairly resistant to cavalry. I don't know what it is about them, but they're always just so hard to catch sometimes. And it looks like he's going to be cleaning up most of the infantry, but yeah, there's the passive. So watch the value. Watch the gold damage value. I assure you Dark Elves are going to start coming back. As much as this seems bad for Dark Elves right now, just look at the amount of green on the battlefield. It could go bad very quickly. The one out Skaven have is maybe a Lord Snipe on the Malekith over here. And keeping this Jezzail alive. That Jezzail can get so much damage. Master charges Ikit Claw, but Ikit has armor like crazy. He's not taking any damage. Is that a Doom Bolt? Is that a Malekith Doom Bolt? It is! Malekith does have Doom Bolt. He should have stayed in combat. You can't dodge Doom Bolt with Ikit Claw. You gotta at least try to friendly fire the Master at the same time. A little bit of a misplay. Though our Skaven player is actually doing not bad. He's getting really good vortexes on the cavalry. He has a capture point. He's stealing this point. Remembered the Clan Rat. Huge. This guy does have a 5 capture weight too. And Ikit lives. Okay. The battle of the Lord Snipe continues. This is actually kind of a pitched battle. Can you briefly explain Thwart the Unclean's experiment abilities? I'm new. He can't really do that in multiplayer, sadly. But basically, you just put upgrades on units. That's more or less it. You spend resources to upgrade your units. I'm sure chat can give a much more detailed explanation, but in multiplayer, Thwat's just a lord. He's just a fighty lord. Very boring. It's making me want to play ranked battles now. Any tips for Chaos Dwarves in ranked? Yes. Chaos Dwarves, you want to get probably like 1 artillery piece. Focus on the trains. the yeah, get the what's it called? What's the train? I'll show a build later. But yeah, the trains are amazing. And then you can either spam laborers and go for Cathay, or you can go for some more heavy infantry builds. You can even take artillery if you want. Chaos Dwarves have a lot of options. Just don't take Bull Centaurs. Bull Centaurs are a unit that are very easy to misplay, and they're also not that efficient. Yo, sick Lord sniping on the Malekith. Honestly, our Skaven player, I feel like they have really good instinct on knowing where to use their abilities. They have the killer instinct to get the Jezzails to focus fire Malekith, right? They got that bloodlust, but they lose out on just like some generalist, you know, wider domination strategies. But the micro is not bad. They're doing pretty well. They've even triple capped Tile, which is no small feat. But here's the problem. When you go wide, you're almost always gonna downtrade. Dark Elves, like I said, better late game. They've already come back in value, and Skaven cannot support each other. So Dark Elves, they have nothing here. If they summon units and hammer this location, it's gonna take 50 years for these guys to get across. The middle is lost, and Skaven are going to be in some trouble. I still think Skaven lose this, as good as things were in the early game. Let's just take a look. He does kill the Khainite Assassin. If he kills Malekith, that's his out. But the Jezzails have been desummoned. I think it's really going to depend on how long this holds. Given that there's 2 Corsairs here, this is probably going to fall. And Dark Elves do win on a 2 cap. So Skaven will be forced to fight in the middle against Blackguard. I guess the Poison Wind Globadiers could still do it. Oh yeah, spam Cathay Fireborn. Cathay Fireborn are also amazing. But yeah, Chaos Dwarves, yeah, spam Cathay, spam the Wolf Riders. And then you're good. And then you're solid. Their artillery options are really good. But make sure to get those trains. If you're playing as Chaos Dwarves, the train micro is the #1 thing that makes or breaks your play. Without good train micro, you might as well not be playing Chaos Dwarves. If you're tryharding, if you want to have fun, do whatever you want, but you got to be careful. Skaven do get the capture point in the middle, but Malekith is at like 2 HP. So we're gonna see Tyel's capabilities here. If Malekith gets caught by the Mune Rat Ogre, he's dead. He has 56 speed because he's wounded. And this guy has 70 speed. Look at how slow the guy is. He's barely moving. Pretty rough. Chucks out some magic. I feel like he should be saving up for a... He doesn't have Soul Stealer. What? He doesn't have Soul Stealer. What a misplay. That's pretty bad. Dark Elves didn't capture this far point either, so they're still triple capped. Tile might lose this. I think their infantry cleanup's just a little too slow. I can't believe it. That guy Wally with the really big swing plays. I think there's still a lot to be done in terms of like general maneuvering. Like you shouldn't be playing like this. You should be playing like this and defend both points with your ranged. It's just much safer. Your formations are going to be tight. But like, man, are they good at getting plays done, man. Malekith is on the run. Triple cap is a go. He chucks a frostbite on the Globadiers, but they don't lose any entities because of it. Most spells are pretty bad at killing entities if they're just generic AoEs like that. He chucks another one though. Also not very good. That's Gaze of Malice. It doesn't do any armor piercing damage, and Poison Wind Globadiers have oddly high. They have as much armor as Blackguard, so they only take 25% of the damage of that spell. A little bit of a misplay though. They do get caught by some Dark Riders, though he uses Power of Darkness on them, which is going to do a lot of damage. They're already like 20% HP down just for a bit of Winds of Magic. And the Master is dead. That guy Wally, all you gotta do is stick to this point. Do not try and push for this third point. It is unnecessarily risky. What's a good playstyle for lizardmen? Spam skink skirmishers. I'll also show a build after this battle. But yeah, look at this. Some globadiers. Yo, I remember when I started playing multiplayer for the first time. I was watching Turin cast a game. And like, it was Sword Masters of Hoeth charging into Chosen. And I was like, this looks so easy to micro. I can do that. And then I didn't. I got absolutely dumpstered on in the tournament. But we got good pretty quickly after I learned the basics of multiplayer. Yo, Malekith is really living life on the edge. But like, if Tyel, right, is making these kind of misplays and that guy Wally is making these kind of misplays, it's a lot more accessible than I think a lot of people think it is. And honestly, you don't even have to win games to have a good time. Just watch it, guys. Absolutely crush it. Watch it, Gisele's farm wins. All this time I was spamming Bull Centaurs because I thought they were broken. Ooh. Yeah. Bull Centaurs are definitely, like, they can be good. Meaty Dangler's right. They can be good. But they're one of those units that's just like, one misplay and you lose the game. You can't really afford to lose 1,500 gold for nothing. Another good spell. Look at this guy. Look at that. Hits the Knight of the Ebon Claw. Does get a partial dodge though, but this guy spell casts, man. Are they like a Warcraft 3 player? They really know how to use their abilities properly. A lot of players run into the problem where they just spam out spells. They run out of magic, and then they're left regretting just throwing out spells at nothing. But consistently we've been seeing that guy Wally using spells to the maximum effectiveness, or at least attempting to do so, right? Using the warp lightning on the cavalry blobs. Yeah, this is hype. Using sniping spells on Malekith, like they're all placed correctly. Oh my gosh, he's gonna get dunked on. Oh, here he comes. Malekith, he's limping away. Oh, this ain't gonna be pretty. 56 speed. The slowest chase though. Both of these guys are not exactly too fast. Run, Malekith, run. He won't even look. Oh, and he gets saved. The Dark Riders. Good presence of mind not to overchase. Malekith would have escaped and this guy would be out of position. Yeah, Chariot Malekith. I don't agree with that. But dang, our Skaven player is gonna win. I thought Dark Elves were gonna come back. But their cleanup was just a little inefficient. And yeah, you see this Rat Ogre? That's a big tactical misplay. But I think micro-wise, Wally is doing better than Tyel. Some lightning over in the distance, but this game is over. GG. Well played. Fun stuff. All right, let's show off some builds. Random question. Do you always run the late hour tourneys on Thursday? Or you ever plan to switch it up? On Fridays when I'm doing the late tourney, I believe. Let me double check. It should be on Friday. TotalTavern.com. If we go to the tournaments. Oh no, it should be Friday. Whoopsies. It's listed as Thursday. I should get that switched. Did I say Okay, yeah, I did specify. Yeah, it should be Friday. All right. All good though. Let's go into some units. Ratties win. I can't believe it. A rare rat victory. But yeah, for the people who want to get into the multiplayer, here are some builds. We'll start off with the Chaos Dwarves. The best unit on the roster are Iron Demons. Get Hellbound on them so they have perfect vigor. The unit is so fast and so high mass. Cavalry barely hit it. So if you're just running away from cavalry with this thing, they just do no damage. Ignore the stats. It does most of its damage with its charge bonus and high mass for impact damage. It has a shotgun that slows units to make it even harder to chase. The thing's basically indestructible. From there, Chaos Dwarves are pretty straightforward. This is your cavalry. If you like skirmishers, take these skirmishers. Cathay Fireborn are your staple monstrous infantry. They can support sneaky gits, who are very strong infantry. If you want something a bit sturdier, the warriors are not bad. Not my particular flavor of preference, but they're still not terrible. Lord wise, you can go Astrogoth on foot. Make sure not to take many spells, you know, Kindle Flame. Sometimes Chaos Dwarves like to go for double Castellan, where you basically take these guys with Dig In and they just sit there and poke all game. Really good for killing off lords and kitey builds. They just sit there and just shoot constantly. Very, very annoying. Astrogoth is pretty fighty. But if you don't want to do that and you like big flying lords, your best option is, ignore the price. Your best option is like one of these guys on a Bale Taurus. You have many options. One of the most fun spells though, especially if you're facing new players you can't dodge, is this. Flames of Asgore. Completely deletes units that are in the local area. It's one of the strongest kind of vortex shaped spells in the entire game. 1,000,000 damage. Blunderbusses are okay, but they're pretty easily shut down. So like, take it if it works at your level. But generally speaking, I don't think they're too amazing. Most people go for the Fire Glaives, because at least they can defend themselves against cavalry. And of course they have longer range. As a slower faction, you want that battlefield presence. But never take more than 3 of these guys. Like, if you're starting a build with like 2 blunderbusses and a Fire Glaive, your range are gonna get into melee. And that's the rule of thumb. If your range are ever seeing melee, you probably took too many. You're probably better off taking less. If they're not paying for their price value and over. Lizardmen next though. That's basically the gist of the Chaos Dwarves. Hell Cannons are also good, by the way. Also really good if you're a newer player, because it'll just get people to attack into you. And most new players are better on the defensive. Gonna try my advice? Hell yeah. Best of luck. For Lizardmen, they're more of a kitey faction, but they have a few core units that you should never leave home without. If you're playing Lizardmen, honestly, going for Skink Skirmishers or Chameleon Skinks, take your flavor. They're amazing. Just turn on skirmish mode and watch as most melee factions fail to catch them ever. It's beautiful. But sometimes you're gonna need some fightiness. You should always have this Sacred Croxigore. There's some situations where they're not useful, but most of them are great. You should always have 1 or 2 Salamander hunting packs. And your cavalry are amazing. You should basically always have 4 Feral Cold Ones and 2 Cold One Spear Riders. This is kind of like the Lizardmen basics. Your lore choices are plenty. Mazda Mundi on Zlak with the self-heal Apotheosis. Ultra tanky. Very nice if you don't want your lord to die. You got budget casters like the Slann Mage Priest to bring in whichever lore of magic fancies you. Extremely cheap. And you know, if you want like fire for vampire counts, or lore of light for like Slanesh or Buna for some factions, you got it. Skinks as well. Yes, I was gonna get into the Skinks. Also, Krokgar is an anti-large duelist. Hand of the Gods sniping ability. So you fight a lord, and then when they run, you Hand of the Gods them in the back, and they die. Colossal Strike is pretty fancy, but I would recommend starting with fewer abilities until you get the hang of things. And just use Hand of the Gods. Once you start using Hand of the Gods optimally, you can think about adding these. If you find moments in your games where you're like, man, if I just had Colossal Strike there, he would have died. Most of the time, though, people are going to cycle charge and it won't actually do well. Abilities tend to be very high skill ceiling. So, as a newer player, probably just don't take them. After this, though, I would highly recommend you just run 1,000,000 Skinks. So, Lizardmen are the best at capturing points in the game. And that doesn't mean you should capture points early. If your faction's good at capturing points, it means they should do it at the end of the game. You focus on killing your enemy first, and then you go for the captures. Also, if you take Krokar, you can take like this guy with Flock of Doom, very standard kit. You don't even need Wild Heart most of the time because the cooldown got increased. But yeah, seriously, focus on trading with the Skink Skirmishers. And then once they're all beat up, you just flood the points with Skink Cohort, and then you're good. And take your time. Lizardmen are mostly a kite faction. Unless you want to go for like kind of the variant Lizardmen builds where you go quite fighty. Then you can spam Saurus and you can maybe get this guy in at the beginning. Supported by some salamanders in the back with Cav Swarms. This is a nice way to play Lizardmen. There's also some hilarious builds like this. Like the Mazda Mundi Shredder build. It takes some finesse to get working though. I personally would not recommend it, but if you want to try something like this, it's there. You can do this too with like... Honestly, there's a lot of people in multiplayer that will just lose to this. This is one of those filth builds. But yeah, you get Mazda Mundi on Zlak and a Shredder of Lustria and a bunch of Skinks. And all you do is just kite them and just pick off units of infantry. Just play it like single player cheese. Skink Oracle's also good. Yeah. Now they're meta, yeah. This guy's really hype as a sniping tool. Lizardmen have a lot of options, but I think most people should just stick with the basics. Yeah, like Ancient Salamander is one of those units that are like definitely viable and will have situational use. And I would recommend you explore it with the Lizardmen. Like with Chaos Dwarves, they have a lot of traps where you'll take the unit and then they just suck and you feel bad. Lizardmen, basically everything works except for some Lord options. Maybe some of the monsters. But most everything can C-play. Like Pterodon Rider C-play, Riperdactyl C-play. It's pretty good. Just focus on kiting. Lizardmen are not really the fightiest faction in the world. But alright. You did a great Unclean One Soul Grinder Doom stack on Kugath. Dang. Managing 1,000,000 abilities was overwhelming. There's hotkeys you can do. So not for spells, but abilities. Just hit shift and 1, 2, 3. Just like select the unit, shift 1, 2, 3. Select the next unit, shift 1, 2, 3. And I'll just use their abilities. The thing is, in multiplayer, if you're just doing that willy-nilly, it's probably not worth, but it's a nice way to save on the energy. Yeah, Solar Engine's great. Solar Engine gives vigor back over time. And then you have the Rev Crystal for healing for monster builds. Yeah, alt works for spells, but spells, kind of like how we saw in the Skaven vs Dark Elf game, because you're only going to use a few spells, I personally like to use the mouse to click it, because it needs to be very slow and concentrated. Now, you probably still benefit from learning the hotkeys, but if you, if you just start chucking out spells like you do abilities, you're just going to run out and lose out on value. Also, by the way, this Regiment of Renown is sick. Probably always take this guy. They have Refuse to Die, but even if you don't use this, it's still a pretty good unit. It's just solid. Armor piercing, good stats, very fast. You'd love to see it. I think that's about it though. I am gonna peace out. It was a great Cathay day. I feel like there's more to explore. They're strong, but I'm not facing the true like killer matchups. I want to experiment more because it feels like there is more. Like, who knows, man? Maybe there's some just wild double Shadowcaster tech with the Arcane Hymn. I don't know, we'll see. But all right, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Let's see if I can get someone to raid. Is there somebody? Oh, this Lore Master of Sotek, amazing. All right, we'll go ahead and raid him. I believe Sotek usually streams on YouTube at the same time. They are the lore master. I think most of you guys know him, but if you don't, he's great for answering any lore related questions for Warhammer. It's wonderful. Anyways, have a great time. See ya.